Welcome back to another Skylander video, guys, and in this video we will be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to increase your overall score in Dark Subjugation. So let's jump right into it. Before we get into the tips, guys, I'm just going to give you guys a brief explanation to why you want to be doing Dark Subjugation and you want to try to achieve higher scores. So if you look at the reward list here, guys, if you're averaging around 300 to 450k damage, which is Diamond 1 and Diamond 2, you're going to be averaging about 7 to 9 premium keys. So if we go and look at what it takes to craft a legendary key here, so we go to Skylander, go to Super Boost, and we go to Combine. I'm pretty sure it was an easier way to get there, but whatever. So let's say, look at this handy dandy calculator here. We're saying that we're averaging 300 to 450k damage per day for a whole month, okay? So we're gonna say we get 8 premium keys per day, and we times that by 30 because there's 30 days in a whole month. So we go ahead and divide this number by 2 because it takes 2 premium keys to make 1 rare. So we're gonna average about 120 rare premium keys per month, and if we go and see how many it takes to combine for a heroic, it takes 3. So if we divide this number by 3, we're gonna average about 40 heroic super boost keys per month. Now if we go ahead and see how much it takes to combine for a legendary, it takes 4. So it comes up with a grand total of 10 super boost keys per month, which is equivalent to 1 super boost for 1 legendary. So whether you're free to play, you're a whale, you're the average Joe playing this game, this is going to be a content that you're not going to want to like slack off on. So with that being said, guys, let's jump right into the tips. The first tip on the list, guys, is going to be to bring in Skylanders that have high endurance down skills and while having the ability to knock down. So some Skylanders to keep in mind is going to be Igniter, Airstrike, Smolder Dash, Pharaoh. They're all great candidates with high endurance down and the knockdown ability. You can bring in anyone, just look to your Skylanders to whoever you have. If they have the knockdown ability to have high endurance down, bring them to your Dark Subjugation team, and it's going to help your team overall. Now the main reason why you want to knock them down is because when you knock them down, they're going to skip their turn, giving your team an additional turn. And on top of that, when you enter the boost rate phase, which basically means that you every time you apply a debuff on that boss or on that enemy, it's going to increase your duration of your debuffs whenever you apply it, and also it's going to increase your maximum damage during that boost phase. So that is the reason why you want to bring in high endurance Skylanders with the knockdown ability. But with that being said, let's jump to tip number 2. The second tip on the list, guys, is going to be to bring in Skylanders that have the Electric Shock debuff. So basically, Electric Shock is going to allow you to do an additional -1 endurance down for every time you apply a skill on the enemy target that has the Electric Shock debuff on them. So some quick examples of some Skylanders that you could potentially use if you have them is going to be High Volt, Lightning Rod. I don't think we have a heroic unit that applies Electric Shock, so hopefully sometime in the future, Come To Us becomes generous and gives us a Electric Shock unit that is a heroic. And some legendaries that you can potentially use is going to be Chain Reaction and Wildstorm. So again, you're going to be able to enter that boost rate a lot quicker, allowing you to apply additional debuff durations and do more damage as an overall team. But with that being said, guys, let's move to tip number 3. The third and final tip that I have for you guys is to bring in Skylanders that can apply parts. Now, parts doesn't just work for other Skylanders that can use parts to their advantage, such as like Gear Shift here, but what you can do with parts is that you can apply the parts debuff on the enemy target first, and then after you have already applied the parts debuff, you apply your additional debuffs such as like Electric Shock, Defense Break, Attack Break, and it's going to increase the duration of that debuff by 1 whole turn. So you can use that to your advantage for chaos and even for like PvP content, or even like Cyclops. Now that I think about it, I want to give a huge shout out to Kiba here for giving me that tip. Personally, I didn't even know that tip myself, so huge shout out to him. But some Skylanders that you can potentially use to apply parts are going to be Robo, Drobots, and I think that is it. Besides Sprocket, that is. I don't think we have many Skylanders that can apply the parts effect on the enemy target, but again, hopefully in the future they give us more units that can apply parts. But that's going to be the whole idea of parts. So please have a parts member on your team to increase the debuffs of your durations, and it's going to help you get higher scores in the chaos boss. Well, there you guys have it, guys. That is my Dark Subjugation tips and tricks guide that I have for you guys, and hopefully this vid has helped you. But other than that, guys, good luck in farming, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.